folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel Code to Create. In this video, we're going to see what is random forest and how does it work. So let's get started. So first, what is random forest? Random forest is a method that constructs multiple decision trees. So why do we have to construct multiple decision tree? We can just construct one decision tree, right? That I'll be explaining in the further part of this video. Use of multiple tree reduce the risk of overfitting. So if you create one tree, it has more risk of overfitting. So that's what it means, and that's why we have to use random forest. And then training time is less than decision tree. Runs efficiently on large database. You can use it for large database. For large database, it produces high accurate predictions. And here, how does it work? As I've showed you guys in my before video that's of decision trees, I've showed you guys the same data set of the company. But here I've just removed Facebook. You can see this is first decision tree of Google and this is the second decision tree of the pharma. So this is how random forest is going to be with multiple decision trees. Now let's take it out with a practical example. First we have to import pandas. Let me make it bigger for you guys so you can see properly. Yes, and I'm going to import it as PD. Let me run this. And after this, I'm going to say df is equal to pd.read_csv. I'm going to read up the CSV file. I've saved it as Titanic. So before reading the file, let me show you guys the data set. Yes, this is how it's going to look. We have a passenger ID and then we have if the person is survived or not. Then we have the P class and then we have name, their gender, their age, their SIB, SP and so on. Here what we need is whether they have survived or not, their P class, their gender, their age and their fare. That's all. So let's first read it. Say /Titanic and now I'm going to say .csv. Let's run this. Yes. Now let's run this. Yes. And now what we have to do is we have to drop up the unnecessary column. So let's do that. I'm going to say df.drop. And then we have to set their axis. So I'm going to say comma axis is equal to columns. Yes, and let's set their in place to true as we don't need it. True. Yes. And now if I show you guys, we have the survived, their P class, their gender, their age and their fare. Yes, now we have to convert this male and female into 1 and 0. So let's do that. I'm going to say df.sex is equal to df.sex.map and here it is. Now let me call the df. You guys can see over here 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 like that. It's going to be 1 and 2. Here we can just keep it as 0 and 1 2. And now what we have to do is we have to drop all the null values. So I'm going to say x is equal to, before dropping the null values, we have to set the x and y values. So I'm going to say x is equal to df.drop. I'm going to drop the survived and setting the axis to columns. And their y value is going to be of the survived. Now, yes. Oh, sorry. It's going to be y. Yes, you can see. And now what we have to do is we have to drop the null values. So I'm going to say x is equal to x dot fill null values and I'm going to fill it with mean. The same I'm going to do it to y. Y is equal to y dot fill null values with y dot mean. And now we have no null values, so we can fit it up. Before fitting, we have to import it. So I'm going to say from sklearn.ensemble import random forest classifier. Oh, I've done a small mistake. And then I'm going to say model is equal to random forest classifier. Yes. And then I'm going to say model.fit x and y. Yes. And then we are going to predict it at the end. So I'm going to say pred is equal to model.predict. We have to predict the x. And now if I print out the predictions, you guys can see 0 is they have not survived and 1 is they have survived. So yeah guys, now we know what's random forest and we have implemented it. Thank you friends. Please do like, share, subscribe and comment below. Bye bye.